Hi, friends. Welcome back to Loverly on the Road. Really, welcome back to the Life with Loverly podcast. But we are on the road right now. We are in Rosemary Beach filming our Hermoza photo shoot. And I have a special guest with me, Allie, who is my brand manager. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here. It's been such a fun week already, but
I know.
can't wait.
I am so excited for you guys to get a little bit of the behind the scenes of what we've been working on, learn more about Allie. She's another person who just helps me with so many things on behind the scenes at Loverly Gray. So it's going to be a really great conversation. But this morning, we did the photo shoot. We had a 5 a.m. call time, did makeup, did our first shots were like in the 7 o'clock hour. We were up, everybody was locked and loaded. We got our coffee. And the photos from the preview we've seen behind the camera have been like
Amazing.
unbelievable.
Like, could not have asked for better weather, better turnout. It's been a dream.
I know. It's very exciting. Okay, before we get into the collection, let's talk a little bit about working together. So how long have you been with Estate 5?
I've been with Estate 5 for 3.5 years now.
Yeah.
Which feels much longer than that, but
We actually came to Estate 5 at like the same time.
yeah. Yeah, we
Like-
had dinner together.
You came on board, and I remember Lindsay being like, okay, I think I have this great manager for you. She's actually new to our team. And I was like, I feel like I need a seasoned manager. She was like, trust me on this. She's going to be the perfect person. And it has been like such a flawless working relationship, I think.
Well, thank you. I mean, that means obviously a lot to me, but I feel the same. And I already knew so much about you from, my previous life. So I kind of felt like I knew what you needed and knew what was really expected. So it was great. But
felt like a really natural connection.
yeah, it does not feel like it's only been 3.5 years though. It feels
sometimes
like forever.
it feels like 10 years. And sometimes I'm like, we just signed with Estate 5.
I know.
Like that's been, and here we are like coming up on 4 years this year.
I know.
That is so wild. Okay, so how would you describe your job to somebody who's not in the industry?
Usually I lead with just saying like I help manage and negotiate brand partnerships for creators. Typically I still kind of get like puzzling faces with that. So I have to give an example. You see the Instagram post of your favorite creator. If you see hashtag Nordstrom, that was likely me who was negotiating the deal and kind of managing that relationship. So that typically does the trick.
Yeah.
Boomers have a little bit of a harder time with understanding it.
Like my parents' friends are always like, so Brittany's like on the internet. She like tries on the clothes, like what, and my mom will have to be like, well, similar to how people used to like buy things in magazines, they now buy things online, and she works with these brands. But it took like a lot of coaching to even get her to understand.
Yeah.
Like, which is just kind of funny how.
Yeah, I know. And I think too, just explaining to somebody like what the link means helps. It's like if you clicked it, you make a purchase.
Right. That
is helping her business or the creator's business. So sometimes you just have to get really granular with people.
It's so true. I feel like while we work closely together, a lot of people might not know that like you also probably work even closer with other people on my team to just be successful, which I think is the amazing part about having a team of people to help me behind the scenes. But like you and Kat and Evie, and I mean, even Ellie, like there are so many people that you're having conversations with behind the scenes, and then it like comes to me. Or I feel like sometimes I'm like, oh gosh, if I just like call Allie out of the blue, she's gonna be like, what's the 911? Like, why are you calling me out of the blue? And then sometimes I'm like, hey, like just wanted to share, this is what's happening.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. I think you've done such a great job with your team where I know exactly who to call when. I know when to pick up the phone and call Kristen. I know when to pick up the phone and call Ellie.
Yeah.
And it's just such a well-oiled machine. I feel like we all work together super well.
Yeah.
And we've kind of learned where you guys need us most and step in to fill in there. So Yeah, I mean, your team is so amazing. I like to
They
think that
are.
I'm an extension of
You
that when
are.
I work with you guys, but
You
um
literally are. It's very true. Okay, so this collection, we're gonna go over the whole thing. So how how many pieces did we how I feel like it's changed because we've had things that we've like added, we had things we've taken away
Mhm.
since like the inception of the project.
It's 11 total.
11 total.
6 swim for adults,
Yep.
um, 2 littles,
Yep.
and then 3 resort wear
Yeah.
styles.
Man,
Which
just
is
being
solid.
out there today with all these pieces, I feel like I cannot wait to wear them. Like, well, I'm at the beach for the next few, like 2 weeks. And so I'm like, I want to wear all this stuff immediately. Like,
Mhm.
these are the swim I'm wearing. And it feels like I felt so great in all of the pieces. Like, I
Yeah.
can't wait for people to get their hands on just the versatility,
Mhm.
the fit, like everything about it feels
Great.
so
I think
great.
people will be able to tell that too. I think the way that you kind of just stepped into each piece and you really felt like yourself
Yeah,
was telling, and I think we all saw it today, but
totally.
I think I think customers will see that too, that it's just something that looks like you, fits like you.
Yeah,
It's you see Loverly Gray all over this collection.
I agree. Okay, we have a special little glass of champagne we're
Woo!
gonna be given right now. Thank you so much.
Thank
Okay, well,
you.
first, let's cheers because this collection
Cheers.
is shot. It's going live June 2nd. We we deserve
Cheers.
this. Cheers.
We sure do.
I love a
Delish. Love a good
bubbly.
glass of champ.
I know. This is about to get real fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so what were some non-negotiables that we had for this contract with and like just this collection as a whole?
To be honest, my non-negotiables are your
Yeah,
non-negotiables. So it was really understanding what you wanted out of this, and making sure that that was heard and was clear going back to
totally.
the brand. But that really was my focus, was making sure that it was what you wanted, it was what the brand obviously wanted, but it was something that you felt comfortable putting your name on.
Totally.
And every high point that you needed to hit is something that we kind of took care of up front.
We were part of this process from the very beginning of picking out the fabrics,
Mhm.
picking out the Pantones, designing the prints, like putting them on the suits. Like it wasn't like we just picked a fabric out of a book and
Yeah.
then slapped it on an existing like swimwear body.
Mhm.
There was so much that went into it, but we really wanted to have that consistency like you just mentioned with Loverly Gray, like, across all of the pieces, and I do feel like we were really good about if we weren't feeling that way, we were like, "Hey, hold on, like,
Yeah.
we've gotta really hone this in," or there was even one piece that we ended up dropping from the collection because we just, like, couldn't get it right, and I was like,
Mhm.
"I just need my people to love it the way that, like, I am wanting to love it," and it just didn't
Mhm.
feel like a good fit, so we ended up taking, it out, and like, I think that's great because
Yeah.
it left room for these other beautiful pieces to, like, shine even brighter. There were even a few moments today just seeing my kids in the
Mhm.
suits, and maybe it was because I felt like they were also being on their best behavior while we were doing this, but I was just like, almost brought tears to my eyes that,
Mhm.
like, kinda closing the loop on everything that, like, we've worked so hard and not even, like, me because so much of the work so hard has been the team behind the
Mm.
scenes. And I'm just thinking about like we could not have done this without like all the people behind the scenes. And I just truly felt so honored that like all the work just feels
Yeah.
so good. And it's not just about me, it's about everybody that was like behind
Mhm.
the scenes too.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about doing this 3.5 years
Yeah.
ago at that
Some of the
dinner.
goals were like, what do
Yeah.
you want to do?
And it really does take a village to
Mhm.
to make it successful.
Okay, so from a manager's perspective, what does success look like for a collaboration like this?
Yeah, I would say honestly, just making sure that it's mutually beneficial for both parties. I think I have a unique role, and all managers do, in this situation where you are facilitating both sides of of the team and of
Totally.
the business, and so you wanna make sure you're accomplishing what the brand is looking for, but you're also wanting your creative direction to come through, and, they chose you for a reason, they saw something in you, and that's why they chose to partner with you, so making sure that they still, allow you to creatively
Mhm.
do what you wanna do while hitting the key points that they need to have as a business or as a brand. And just making sure that everyone honestly is happy about it
Yeah,
all. That's one thing about management that I feel like it's such a relationship,
totally.
position, and that's the biggest piece is making sure that you are trusted by your clients,
Mhm.
both creators and brands, and making sure that they trust that you'll help get the job done, for both parties,
Both
I guess.
parties.
Yeah.
Well, and it's so true because I feel like along those lines, like you help hold me accountable. Like if there's things that I'm like, well, I don't know, like how can we? You're like, well, this is what we agreed to. Like this is what we need to, see through. And so I always appreciate that too because as a creator, sometimes it can be like, well, let me just like, spin it over here now. And it's like, no, like this is what we agreed with.
Mhm.
And so I think that there's always like it's kinda nice to have somebody who you really trust that can help, like, reel it in
Yeah.
if needed, which felt like we've always had, like, a great working relationship
Yeah.
where I can be like, "Oh, this is frustrating," and you're like, "Okay, but" and
Yeah.
then it's like, "Okay, it's fine."
Yeah. I mean, it's hard, like, especially when there are things that, take a year and a half
Yeah.
to see to fruition. So there's something that we might have negotiated in March of 2024 that we don't really have to revisit again until today when we're filming it.
Yeah. Or
Um,
things we forget about and we're like, "Oh, right, like, we
yeah.
do need to remember to do that," or just felt kind of like, "Oh, that'll happen, like, down the road," and,
Yeah.
like, we are down the road.
Mhm. We are here. So, I mean, I was even spending time just reading back through email
Yeah.
chains to make sure that, we hit everything that we needed to do. Because it's easy to
Yeah.
not remember some of the things you talked about a year
Totally,
ago.
totally. Okay, so let's break some of the, like, behind the brand partnership with Hermosa down. What were some of the first steps when Hermosa reached out about partnering with me for a collection?
A lot of questions.
Yeah.
We always call it like the fact-finding mission. You're really asking upwards of 50 questions to whoever you're speaking to. How many SKUs are we creating? How long will this take? What's the obligations on your side? What does the pay structure look like? How long will this collection take to, come out? When will it come out?
Mhm.
Making sure that you're available. A lot of nitty-gritty things, but a lot of things that also apply back to what you do on social media,
Yep.
and questions even as down far into, like, where is, your collection coming from? Like,
Right.
is it being manufactured here? Is it being manufactured elsewhere? Are
Yeah.
you responsible for the product? Is somebody else responsible for the product? So, it really just depends.
Yeah.
It really is up to the brand or the agency on who you're working with. They're all a little bit different. So, making sure that we understand the full scope of what they're looking for, how they're creating the products, making sure that it's something that you're comfortable with. Um, a lot of questions,
Yeah.
I would say.
Well, I remember even kinda we did, like, a follow-up call, and it was like, "Okay, now I need to ask you these questions to,
Mhm.
like, get back to them," and it's just so much discovery.
Yeah.
Like, of course I see brands on their social side, they see brands or brands see me on my social side, but going deeper to
Mhm.
really, like, determine, okay, can this actually work? And kind of breaking it all down,
Yeah.
is, like, kind of a I mean, I remember, like, it's almost like the courting process,
Yeah.
like, it and that does
You're
take a
dating
little
them.
bit. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, and I feel like sometimes there's even things that, I try to answer as many questions as I can that you would have, but then I reach out and let you guys know, and then there's more questions that I didn't even think of.
Yeah,
So it's really just like exercising your brain in certain ways to like really understand
totally,
the campaign or the brand or the product itself. Um, and just making sure that it's a right fit for you.
totally. Okay, so obviously we just had the shoot today and we're like coming fresh off of it. We actually still have like we wanted to get the birdie dress in the nighttime kind of
Mhm.
vibe. So we got a little bit more to go. But what would you say has been like just being behind the scenes? of the shoot today, like, is there a moment that stood out to you? Like, you were like, "Okay, like, this is like, we're putting this to bed."
Yeah. This is why I do my job, I feel like, for things like this. It's a labor of love, but it's so fun to
Mhm.
be able to actually see you in the suits, see the girls in the suits, seeing some of the images that we've already, like, got previews of and how amazing that they look. I think that is my highlight, is just
Yeah.
being a part of it, because 'cause I'm not always a part of your, like, creative flow.
Right.
I haven't seen the products, I haven't touched them,
Right.
and so I think that was my favorite part of today,
Yeah.
was just really seeing you in action and seeing your team even help with
Yeah.
all of the action, um, because it's not something that I get to see every
See.
single day.
It's so true, cause like, I feel like so many times you don't even see the product until we've, like, dropped it in an album to be like, "Hey, here's previews for the brand."
Mhm.
And it's funny because sometimes I feel like you and Fiona are like, "Oh my gosh, like, love,"
Yeah.
and it's we've already been, like, so in tune with the ordering, the, like,
Mhm.
receiving it, the styling, the shooting,
Yeah.
and so then for, like, the final step to be sometimes, like, y'all's first time
Yeah.
when you've been working on a deal that I feel like that's kind of like, "Ooh, like, what's coming? Like, what is she gonna do with
Yeah.
that? Or what is she gonna say with that?"
It's so great. I mean, even just the way that, like, your accessories were planned to a T, like, that's something that I don't get
Mhm.
to see, and everything worked so well.
Okay, so giving a little shout out to Ellie because she has been behind the scenes helping source the accessories, and she put these really fabulous mood boards together to help kind of create the vision for what we wanted. We knew where we were shooting, we knew kind of what the vibes were going to be, but then we needed to accessorize. And some of the things were things I already had, and some were new things. And she was like, "Okay, I really want to try this. Like, what are your thoughts?" I look at those pictures and I'm like, this wouldn't look this way if Ellie wouldn't have convinced me to get this cute hat.
Totally.
You
I'm
know, we're
always
like,
so impressed with the way that your team thinks like you,
yeah,
and they really do try to embody Brittany
totally.
through everything that they do, and it comes through so well.
Okay, let's talk a little bit more about you.
Okay.
Okay, so tell us what you were doing prior to Estate 5. Like you graduated college and
Mhm.
then what?
So I worked in a little retail shop in Lubbock and worked there for 4 years. There was a girl who was a year older than me that I really looked up to. She graduated. She got a job in the influencer marketing space. Naturally, when I graduated, I was really interested, so I reached out to her. She got me an internship, and I worked at LTK for 6 plus years after that.
Yeah.
So I have never had a job not in influencer management or influencer marketing, which is so funny
That
if you think about it.
that is so wild.
I know.
But I feel
And
like you're truly made for this industry.
I really couldn't imagine doing anything
Yeah,
else at this point, and I got my degree in marketing, but, 2016, there was really only blogs at that
right.
point, and I think it's been such a fun, you know, evolution of watching how this space can change. At one
Totally.
point it was Threads, and then it was Lemonade, and, it's always
Yeah,
been Instagram, but, like, there's always something new, and I think it's what keeps this job, like, exciting and fun, because you always have to stay on your toes, because
totally.
you're kind of responding to consumers
Right.
and adapting from there. But, yeah, I have been in the industry for 11 years now, which is crazy.
Golly, that is wild. Well, and like because we first worked together when you were at
Mhm.
LTK. And so then that I feel like made the transition really smooth going into like more direct creator relationships.
Mhm.
Kind of like what made you want to transition from LTK to like more management?
Yeah. I Honestly, I think it was just a new step in my
Yeah.
career. Affiliate marketing is such an important piece of this entire industry, and I was really interested in learning more about the creator side of the business as a whole.
Yeah.
And that's something on management that we've been able to do is, go beyond just the links. I'm able to
Yeah.
understand like your business strategy, what your 10-year plan is, what your 5-year plan is, how we can support that
Mhm.
and really holistically like support you as a brand. And that's been really fulfilling for me. I
Yeah.
think anyone who's in this industry would probably say the same. It's the most rewarding part is just being able to see a creator, start out at 50,000 followers and then they're at 1.6 million followers
Yeah.
and being a part of that journey is a really rewarding one.
Totally. I love that. And again, we literally could not do this without Allie
Well,
behind the
thank
scenes.
you.
Okay, I know you've continued to get promoted over the years, which is amazing. Tell us about your new role and what excites you most.
So I'm still first and foremost manager, still executing the partnership side of things. I have recently stepped into more of like an internal manager role. So
Mhm.
I help run our entire team of managers and associates. A lot more just like team strategy, helping understand like what's going on in the industry. What do we need to be aware of? There's a lot obviously happening right now and just learning how to pivot
Yeah.
with recent changes. So helping our team kind of stay on top of how to continue to support your talent and make sure that you're, pushing them to achieve their goals. It's more of like the internal part, which I think has been really exciting.
Yeah.
Something that I didn't think I would be great at, but now I can't imagine doing anything other than working with our
Yeah.
team and helping them, take their creators really far too is really exciting.
Well, and it's fun once you become like really good at your job, being able to then like teach other people how to become really good at their job.
Hmm.
Um, I know we've talked to you guys a little bit about like our upcoming course and like mentorship program that will be launching this summer. And I feel the same way sometimes where I'm just like, I have all this knowledge, or like, this is what's worked with me. I can't wait to teach other people
Hmm.
about that. And I think that takes like a special person to feel like fulfilled in doing your job, but then also like helping others do their job.
Yeah.
Cause like you do, sometimes I'm like, how does Allie have the bandwidth? Like she is working hard for Leverly Gray, just with all the balls that we have up in the
Mhm.
air. And so the fact that you can also do so many other things is just always so impressive. And I know everybody on the Estate 5 side absolutely loves you and is always like, "Oh, you have the best manager. Like, Allie's so great," you
Oh
know?
my
So
gosh.
I just feel like there's like this it just makes you feel good inside,
Yeah,
like knowing you're helping other people too.
definitely, and I think we have a great leadership team, like,
Mhm.
Lindsay could not be more supportive to me and make sure that I have what I need to get my
Yeah,
job done, and I think I try to do the same for, the managers and associates that I work with, is make sure that I'm supporting them and helping them go far,
totally.
um, because that's how, I was led, and so
Yeah,
I wanna lead the same way.
yeah, that's great. What would you say a day in your life looks like right now?
Oh gosh, I don't think I even can say what it looks like. Every day is so different.
Yeah.
Um, part of my job now is, bringing on new members to our team, and that is a question that I get asked in interviews often is, "What does the day look like?" And my response is always, "It will be different every single day." That's what I love about this job is
Mhm.
that it's always new, always fresh, always
Yeah,
exciting. You're talking to a new brand every single day. You're talking about a new product or a new project every single day. Um, it's something that you can't really look at your calendar and plan out and map
right.
out what's gonna happen for the day, which I respond really well to.
Yeah,
But I would say there is no groundhog day in
right.
influencer marketing,
No,
it is you take each day by day and roll with the punches.
totally. I like to say sometimes, like, I feel like the theme of like a month could be similar month after month, but it's
Mhm,
like every day is so different. I
mhm.
mean, I even think of like times when you throw in like some crazy thing that happens that we're all like, oh gosh, what do we do? Like, we have to adapt.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden, it's like, okay, put this on hold and what are we doing here? And moving, and we're just adapting.
Yeah.
And, that doesn't happen all the time, but you kinda have to I really think everybody's resume should be, adapts well with change.
Yes.
Because
Exactly.
so many times there are pivots, there are just things that we gotta push through, and it's just part of it.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, definitely no 2 days are the same.
No, never, which is exciting and
Yeah,
keeps it fun.
I agree. Okay, so if somebody wanted to maybe get into the influencer marketing industry or management, do you have any advice that you would give them?
I would say do it, obviously. I will never leave this space.
Yeah,
I think it's something once you're in it, you won't leave
right.
because, if you're focused on relationships and that's important to you, you will be so successful in
Mhm.
this industry. Obviously, you have the relationship with your creator, but you're also building relationships with brands,
Yeah,
and it's a big industry, but it's also very small,
right.
and we all know each other very well, but everybody tries to lift each other up. So
Mhm.
if you want to help people and you like to see people be successful, then I think this is the perfect job for you.
Yeah, so true. What's one misconception people have about your job?
That I'm a creator, that my Instagram is what a creator should look like, and it is not. I have the worst Instagram ever.
Not
Um
true. I love any and all videos of George.
Exactly, it's just dogs, but it's funny, I can help you and, help tell you what will be
Right.
successful and what's good to post when, but certainly don't take advice from my profile page.
I don't know, she's got some really great gua sha tips that we could probably all learn from,
That I
so
could create a video
I
about.
know. That'll be what we'll do next, we'll do, a skincare routine on our
Perfect.
next, collection, who knows,
I love it. I love it. Everyone needs a gua sha. I'm
Yeah.
telling you.
Yeah, and she, really knows how to work it too, so, um, okay, so wrapping this episode up, this has been I need to do more episodes from, a couch somewhere.
Yeah,
This
this
is
is
so
so
chill
great.
and with a glass of champagne,
Doesn't hurt, for
okay,
sure.
sign me up. All right, so reflecting a little bit on what this collection represents, I think we've mentioned that just the Loverly Gray way,
Mhm.
who we are as a brand, the coloring, I think we haven't really touched on that, but the blues and the whites. And then we have this stunner pink and white striped suit that we kind of threw in there because pink is just such it's even more of a dusty mauve.
Mhm.
It's such a great Loverly Gray color. And as we were trying on every suit with the Perero, it just goes with everything.
Everything.
And so I think one thing I really wanted was I want women in all stages to be able to wear this. If you're in college, there's a suit for you. If you're a mom, there's a suit for you. If you're a new mom, there's a suit for you.
Mhm.
If you're my mom's age, there's a suit for you. If you're not into swimwear, there's resort wear for you. There's
Mm.
just something for everyone in this collection. But I think after putting all the pieces on today and just, being in front of the camera with them, I just felt so I felt good in every suit. And I really want people to feel that when they try on one of these suits and they know it's good quality. And so I think that is kind of just some of the like what this collection represents is just thinking of all those things I really desire in a
Yeah,
bathing suit. And that can be swimwear can be really tough for some people.
for sure.
But I think all of these pieces are just stunning and
I think
have
they're
such potential.
timeless
Totally.
too. Like, you can wear these again 10, 15 years,
Totally.
and they will age so nicely, which will be amazing.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so this collection will be going live on June 2nd.
Yes.
Everybody will be able to shop it directly on the Hermosa website.
Mhm.
In this episode, we'll have a direct link. We'll have links in our stories. If you're on our email, we will make sure you know how to find the pieces. One thing I think we really talked with them about was having a good quantity of these pieces. So, hopefully everybody who wants it can get something. But
Mhm.
I also would say go ahead and set an alarm
I would say
and
that as well.
plan to shop early just to be safe.
Yeah.
Um, and I mean, we'll we'll just see what happens from there. How are we gonna celebrate, like, this collection once it goes live? I mean, I
Starting
sort
with
of feel like we
this.
already are. Like, the photo shoot was really
Mhm.
and just getting together with the team,
Yep.
being in this beautiful home where we're doing this photo shoot, like, that feels like a celebration.
Yeah. I agree.
Um,
I feel like this is kind of putting
yeah,
the bow on top is we're
totally.
all here together.
Yeah,
We signed, sealed,
I
delivered,
know.
finished. Now we just have to wait.
I know. I'm so excited for you guys to get your hands on these products. I mean, just being in the pool, swimming with them, like, tried and true, it just they are gonna be so good,
Yeah.
and everybody is gonna freak out, I truly feel. So it's gonna be really great.
Yeah. I can't wait. It's gonna be so great.
And
And the
then
images.
truly, I mean, also props to our photographer,
Yeah.
he's just been such a gem.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what's next? You have something major coming up in less than 30 days.
Yep.
For those of you guys watching on YouTube, you might be able to see this sparkly rock on her finger as she's holding her mic. You're getting married.
I am. Yes.
Oh
June 13th in
my gosh.
Charleston, which is literally, I think, like 3 weeks away, which is
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh my gosh. Are you ready? Like, do you feel good about where you are in the planning and the process?
Yeah, I am. I feel like we had a pretty long engagement,
Yeah.
so we got most of it done up front,
Yeah.
but you look at it with a year in advance and you're like, "Okay, I'm ready for it to be here," and now it's almost here and I'm like, "Wait, hang on, like
Yeah.
I haven't done what I need to do yet."
Do you feel
But
like any of your taste has changed?
100%.
Really?
Yeah, I got a dress for my rehearsal dinner probably 6 months ago and I hate it now.
So what are you
So,
gonna do?
I have ordered 5. They haven't arrived yet, but hopefully when I get home, they'll be
One
there.
will be what you want?
Yeah, just panic ordering,
Oh my
which
gosh.
that's my tip if you're getting married, Ellie, don't shop
Yes.
too early.
Yeah. Well, and then it's like you wanna get something, but what if then I mean, so much can
Yeah.
change. So, we have another girl on our team who just got married, and it was, like, quick, like, she had, like, a 5-month engagement, it felt like decision was made, and she didn't have time to change her mind,
Mhm.
but I definitely see how if you have a long engagement, it would be like, "Well, hold on, like, the bridal trends have changed,"
Yep.
or, "I like something better now."
Yeah. I had
Yeah.
a completely different floral
Vision.
plan than what I have now. Like he had to completely redo it because I did it probably in March of last
Yeah.
year and now it's completely different. So,
Yeah. Well, I think the good thing about your taste is very, like, timeless.
mhm.
So whatever you pick, I feel like will, you know, age really well.
Yeah, I hope
So I
so.
think that it will be beautiful no matter what.
Yeah,
And
I'm
you don't really
excited.
have a ton of time to change anything at this point.
I
So
definitely don't. It is what it is at this point.
yeah.
So,
Oh my gosh.
it'll be
Well,
great.
I know you're looking forward to your honeymoon and just
Mhm.
like we've got some other big things coming down the pipeline
Yeah,
too. So we are sure to keep you busy once you return home
I
from
will be
France.
ready to go.
Yes. Well, thank you for coming on the podcast
Of
today. I know we
course.
were kind of like, hey, we're going to do this photo shoot and then we're going to do a podcast with you. But I think this was really awesome. And I loved hearing a little bit more about, and for our listeners to hear, like, what is going on behind the scenes and
Mhm.
just, I don't know.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
was
lots of
really helpful.
exciting things coming, I feel like this year, next year, we're even talking about
I
2026 and
know,
2027 already, which is crazy.
which is so
I
wild.
know, it really is, but
Wow.
it's been so fun. Thank you for having
Of
me,
course.
obviously.
Of course. Well, friends, we will share all the details of our Hermosa swim collection as soon as it is live. Make sure to check the show notes here as well. And as always, thank you so much for listening. Until next time.
Cheers.
Cheers. Clink.